Listen up, the world doesn't reward ignorance. It rewards wisdom, execution, and the ability to apply knowledge with precision. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not learning, you're losing. And if you're not educating yourself daily, you are falling behind fast. The world operates on a simple yet profound principle. Those who prepare are the ones who succeed. Success is not an accident. It doesn't just happen to people because they got lucky or were born with special talents. It happens because they put in the work ahead of time, long before the opportunity arrives. The difference between those who struggle and those who thrive is not intelligence or natural ability. It is preparation. And preparation is a direct result of education, discipline, and an unshakable commitment to learning. Most people want success, but very few are willing to prepare for it. They want the rewards without the investment. They want the paycheck without developing the skills. They want the promotion without mastering their craft. But success doesn't work that way. The person who gets the opportunity is the person who has already done the work in the dark when no one was watching. They have studied, practiced, refined their abilities, and conditioned their mind to operate at a higher level. They don't wait for the perfect moment to start preparing. They prepare every single day so that when the moment comes, they are ready to seize it. The reason most people stay stuck is because they underestimate the power of preparation. They think they can wing it. They think they can wait until the opportunity presents itself and figure things out on the spot. But that's not how success works. Success does not give you time to get ready. It rewards those who are already ready. When an opportunity comes, you will either rise to the occasion or fall to the level of your preparation. If you haven't been preparing, you will miss the moment. If you have, you will step into it with confidence and take full advantage of what's in front of you. So every champion, every high achiever, every wealthy individual understands this. They don't leave their success to chance. They study their craft relentlessly. They put in hours of practice when others are sleeping. They sharpen their skills while others waste time on distractions. They know that the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. They don't wait for a lucky break because they know luck is simply when preparation meets opportunity. And the ones who are always prepared will always look lucky to those who refuse to do the work. People who struggle often look at successful individuals and assume they had it easy. They think they were born with some special gift that made things work for them. But what they don't see is the countless hours spent reading, studying, practicing, failing, and refining. They don't see the mornings spent in personal development before the rest of the world wakes up. They don't see the sacrifices, the discipline, and the daily commitment to getting better. That's the preparation no one talks about, but it's the only thing that guarantees success in the long run. Excuses are the enemy of preparation. People will always find reasons why they can't start today. They tell themselves they don't have time, they don't have resources, or they don't have the right circumstances, but those are just excuses designed to keep them comfortable. The truth is, anyone can prepare. Anyone can dedicate time every day to getting better. Anyone can invest in their own education, their own growth, and their own future. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that successful people refuse to let excuses dictate their level of preparation. The best way to predict the future is to prepare for it. Preparation builds confidence. When you have studied, when you have trained, when you have invested in yourself, you step into every situation with boldness because you know you are ready. You don't second guess yourself. You don't hesitate. You don't shrink in fear. You take action because you know you have already done the work. And that level of confidence is what sets you apart from the crowd. It's what makes people trust you, follow you, and invest in you Preparation creates certainty, and certainty creates influence. No one succeeds by accident. It is always the result of preparation, dedication, and a relentless commitment to learning. The question is not whether success is possible for you. The question is whether you are willing to prepare for it. Education is often mistaken for schooling, but the two are not the same. Schooling is a structured system designed to provide basic knowledge and skills, but it is only a fraction of what true education entails. Real education is lifelong, self-directed, and deeply personal. It goes beyond memorizing facts and passing exams. It is about acquiring wisdom, developing critical thinking, and applying knowledge in ways that create impact. The most successful people in the world are not simply those who graduated with the highest grades, but those who never stopped educating themselves beyond the classroom. School teaches you what to think, but true education teaches you how to think. In traditional schooling, you are given information and expected to accept it as truth. You are tested on your ability to recall facts rather than your ability to analyze, innovate, or create. But in the real world, memorization is not enough. The most valuable individuals are those who can solve problems, adapt to changing circumstances, and think independently. This kind of intelligence is not developed through standardized tests or rigid curriculums. It comes from a commitment to continuous learning and real-world application. The limitation of formal schooling is that it operates on a fixed timeline. You go to school for a set number of years, take the required courses, and then you graduate, often with the illusion that your education is complete. But life does not operate on a fixed timeline. The world evolves, industries change, and new knowledge is constantly being created. If you stop learning the moment you leave school, you quickly become outdated. Those who succeed are the ones who recognize that education is a never-ending process. They understand that every day is an opportunity to grow, refine their skills, and gain new insights that keep them ahead of the game. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and leaders never relied solely on formal schooling to achieve greatness. They pursued knowledge relentlessly, whether through books, mentorship, hands-on experience, or self-study. They understood that expertise is not handed out in diplomas, but is built through discipline, practice, and curiosity. They sought wisdom from those who had already achieved success, learned from their failures, and applied what they learned in real time. They knew that the most valuable lessons in life are not found in textbooks, but in experience, in conversations with the right people, and in the pursuit of mastery. A major flaw in traditional schooling is that it conditions people to seek approval rather than seek knowledge. Students are trained to focus on grades rather than understanding. They are taught to follow instructions rather than ask questions. This mindset carries over into adulthood, where people prioritize credentials over competence. But in the real world, success is not about how many degrees you have. It's about what you can actually do with the knowledge you possess. A person who has mastered their craft through independent learning, practice, and real-world application will always outperform someone who relies solely on their academic achievements. One of the greatest advantages of self-education is that it allows you to focus on what truly matters to your goals and aspirations. Traditional schooling follows a one-size-fits-all model, but real education is customized to your unique path. If you want to build wealth, you study wealth creation. If you want to become a master in your field, you immerse yourself in that field beyond what any school can teach you. You seek out the best mentors, read the best books, and develop skills that directly contribute to your success. When you take control of your own education, you are no longer limited by what is taught in a classroom. You become the architect of your own knowledge. In today's world, access to knowledge is unlimited. The internet has made it possible to learn anything from anywhere. You can take courses from world-class experts, listen to powerful minds through podcasts, and read books that contain decades of wisdom in a few hundred pages. The people who understand this advantage and use it to their benefit will always be ahead of those who rely solely on formal education. The ability to educate yourself, to seek knowledge proactively, and to develop high-value skills is what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive. The most powerful form of education is the one that never stops. It is not confined to a school building or limited to a certain age. It is a mindset, a commitment to lifelong learning, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge that leads to mastery, success, and freedom. Knowledge alone does not change lives. It is not enough to read books, attend seminars, or listen to motivational speakers. Information without application is wasted potential. What separates those who succeed from those who struggle is not how much they know, but how much they apply. The most powerful individuals are not those who have access to the most information, but those who take that information and put it into action. Applied knowledge is the key to transformation, and without it, knowledge remains nothing more than untapped potential. There are millions of people who have studied success, wealth, and personal growth, yet they remain stuck in the same place year after year. They have read all the books, taken all the courses, and can recite the principles of success, but they have never implemented what they have learned. They treat knowledge like entertainment rather than a tool for real change. They confuse learning with progress, thinking that consuming more information automatically moves them forward. But progress only happens when knowledge is converted into consistent, deliberate action. The difference between the person who wins and the person who stays stagnant is execution. Two people can read the same book on financial independence, but only the one who applies the lessons, invests wisely, and takes calculated risks will see real results. Two people can learn the principles of sales and persuasion, but only the one who practices, refines their skills, and takes action will close deals and build wealth. The world does not pay for what you know. It pays for what you do with what you know. The marketplace rewards action, not theory. Fear is often the biggest reason people fail to apply what they learn. They hesitate because they are afraid of failing, afraid of looking foolish, or afraid of stepping outside their comfort zone. But inaction guarantees failure far more than trying and falling short. The most successful people in the world are not those who never make mistakes, but those who are willing to act despite uncertainty. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the process. Every lesson applied, every skill tested, and every step taken moves them closer to mastery. Repetition and practice are what turn knowledge into power. Just like a muscle, skills must be exercised regularly to grow stronger. A person who learns about leadership but never leads will never develop leadership abilities. A person who studies entrepreneurship but never starts a business will never gain real entrepreneurial experience. Theory only takes you so far. It is the repeated application of principles that turns an average person into an expert, an amateur into a professional, and a dreamer into a doer. Many people wait for the perfect time to apply what they have learned, but the perfect time never comes. They convince themselves that they need more preparation, more resources, or more confidence before taking action. But confidence doesn't come before action, it comes as a result of action. The more you apply what you know, the more capable you become. The more you step out and take risks, the more skilled and resilient you grow. Waiting delays success, while action accelerates it. Resources and opportunities follow those who take action. The moment you start applying knowledge, you begin to attract the right connections, the right doors start opening, and the right circumstances align in your favor. The person who sits on knowledge and never applies it remains invisible to opportunities, while the person who executes consistently positions themselves to win. Life rewards those who move, those who create, and those who put knowledge to work in real, tangible ways. People often admire highly successful individuals, assuming they have some secret advantage, but the real secret is simple. They apply what they know. They take what they have learned and turn it into action. They move forward despite obstacles. They implement ideas without hesitation, and they understand that knowledge is only valuable when it is used. Every single day, a decision must be made to grow or to remain the same. Learning is not something that happens by accident. It is a deliberate choice. Some people wake up and choose to engage their minds, expand their understanding, and develop new skills, while others go through life on autopilot, repeating the same patterns, thinking the same thoughts, and wondering why nothing ever changes. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is not opportunity, talent, or luck. It is the conscious decision to learn something new every day. People who commit to daily learning understand that the mind is like a muscle. Just as the body weakens without exercise, the mind deteriorates without challenge. If a person stops learning, they stop growing. And if they stop growing, they start declining. There is no such thing as staying in the same place in life. You are either advancing or falling behind. The world is constantly evolving, industries are changing, and new knowledge is being created every day. Those who refuse to learn will quickly find themselves outdated, unprepared, and unable to compete in an environment that demands continuous adaptation. Some people believe that once they finish school, their education is complete, but nothing could be further from the truth. Formal education provides a foundation, but real education, the kind that leads to wealth, wisdom, and success, is a lifelong process. It happens when you read books outside of assigned curriculums, when you seek out mentors who have achieved what you desire, and when you apply knowledge in real-world situations. Those who achieve extraordinary success are not those who simply accumulated degrees, but those who made learning a daily habit long after they left the classroom. The difference between those who win and those who struggle is often found in how they use their time. Some spend hours on entertainment, distractions, and mindless scrolling, while others invest that time into learning new skills, gaining insights, and expanding their perspective.